Hey y'all, welcome back to Black as She Podcast with your girl Jasmine Ivory. So today we're going to talk about the movie Plug Love. What I want to talk about today is the relevance that it still has on today's time and just modern day dating and things of that sort. If y'all hear that beeping noise, it's my fire system, so just ignore it. So Aggie, but anywho, so we're gonna talk about that movie Plug Love once again, and how it still stands and the relevance of it, and how we just have to be careful out here, handling men and relationships, when it comes to women, especially, like, it doesn't matter which culture. You can be black, white, Puerto Rican, or Asian. This stands for every woman, because it's really sad the situations that we can avoid but we don't. We know the red flags of someone that we're dating. This is mad annoying, y'all, but bear with me, just hang in here with me. But yeah, it's still going on today, and we just put ourselves in danger and the person that we're with in danger as well. And it's just something that has to come to a halt and end, because it's ridiculous. People are losing their lives. Men specifically are losing their lives due to the negligence of a woman, and vice versa, to be honest, vice versa. My brother had a best friend who was murdered due to an altercation with the girl being the focal point, and it's just unfortunate. So this is just happening too often. It happens in real life. Every movie that's out, y'all, it's not just out there for nothing. This is happening in real life. It either happened, is happening, or will happen. So it's not, I take nothing for granted. Anytime I watch a movie, I always get a lesson out of it. I always get a lesson learned or a silver lining out of it, one or the other. But they're there for a reason. They're just not there for showcase. It is their stories that derives from true stories. We're just going to talk about that movie, and because there was a recent situation where an Atlanta-bound rapper was murdered at the scene at a woman's house, because allegedly, this movie that I'm talking about now, that's what transpired in real life. And this was probably like a month and a half ago, when he was murdered. And it's just so unfortunate. And I liked him as a person. I don't listen to a lot of rap, y'all. I don't listen to a lot of secular music at all. Most I'll do, I'm stuck in the 90s R&B. So that's the most you'll probably catch me listening to, unless it's something that I really like. Of course, I like Ella Mai. I'll listen to like Bruno Mars and stuff like that. Like, I'm up to date with the modern day music. I do have my favorites in that, but a lot of rap and stuff I do not listen to, for the sole purpose of just trying to make sure I'm aware and alert as to what I'm letting filtrate in my mind and what I'm processing in my mind. I stay away from all the vulgar and secular music. But as I base my liking on a person off of their personality, off of their mindset, off of where they're coming from, what they stand for in real life. Screw the camera, screw the fame, the fortune, but where they stand in real life. So this guy, Trouble, the rapper that was murdered, I really liked him. I used to post him a lot on my stories, and I started seeing a lot of guys that I follow him as well, due to them seeing him on my story. But he was very just cool, down to earth. You can kind of tell his aura was just like humble, very grateful to be where he was in his rap career. And so, y'all, this is just sad and senseless, that men and vice versa, like I said before, men and women are getting their lives taken due to the negligence of one another. I feel like there's red flags that we know as both men and women of a significant other, a prior significant other to the person that we're dating now. And red flags are not to be taken lightly, especially when people or like a guy or a woman is threatening to take a life, or making you seem like you're under their ownership, possessive and stuff like that. We cannot play around with that. We cannot play around with that, because this will be the end result every time, every single time. And the movie Plug Love was just that. What happened in real life to Trouble is exactly what took place in this movie. And the guy who the woman was messing with, the innocent guy, was just innocent. Like, innocent guy thinking he's messing with someone who is single, you know, separated from whoever she was dating prior for years, for some time. That's the impression that this guy was under. And I feel like applying it to today, in today's world, we just have to be careful. We have to be cautious of the company that we keep, especially when it comes to relationships, y'all. These are murders that can be avoided. You know, my brother's best friend, my second oldest brother, his best friend was murdered like that. Like, these movies, when y'all are watching them, like I said before, they're based on real stories, real life happenings. Like, they are I don't watch them without gaining anything from them. I watch them with the intent to learn from mistakes, to learn how to avoid or prevent, you know, tragic incidents. You know, and like I said, his best friend was murdered like the same way, a woman being the focal point. It was a Rasta guy or whatever, and he was going to her house. My brother's best friend was going to the girl's house, and the guy had been there waiting for him. As soon as he saw him come out the car and approach her doorstep, he plotted it. He had literally been waiting for him, and he got out the car and shot both of them. He passed and she survived. But it's just, a lot of this is going on. There was another incident where a childhood friend, you just have people whose minds are so warped and so out of touch with Christ that they will literally do anything. My childhood friend, her cousin, her whole family was murdered except for 2 children. It was a girl. That's why I say vice versa. It was a girl who actually set them up. So yeah, getting into that, you know, we just have to do better. Like, all of this stuff, using men for money and stuff like this, we're putting ourselves in harm's way. Some of y'all are putting yourselves in harm's way, and I'm not going to include myself in this, not because I feel like I'm better than or I'm the saints of all saints or whatever. I just understand reality, and I just understand truth, and I understand possibilities. I'm that type of person that I'm thinking from every angle, from every aspect, right? I think about the possibilities of what could happen, what would happen if I do something this way, or if I'm moving shady. Like, I think about the possibilities of that stuff, so I don't put myself in that situation, and I try my best to make sure I don't put the person or whoever I choose to date in that situation either. That's just common sense ultimately. If I don't really like a guy, if I'm not feeling them, they ask me out on a date, I'm not going. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to turn you down politely, but I'm not going, because I know I'm not really feeling you. And I know that people's feelings are not to be played with. Their emotions are not to be played with. You don't know what somebody's going through at that time of their life. We don't know anything. So, you know, you don't know what's gonna make this person tick from one minute to the next. So to sit there and play with them and use them for food, use them for money to help pay a bill, absolutely not. That is not okay. That is not cool. And you putting yourself in harm's way. You're plotting on your own self in a indirect way without even knowing it. So no, you don't, like, just, this world is just too much right now. You don't know if this person is willing to follow you home, coming from a dinner. Like, you don't know if this person is willing to track you down, to stalk you or whatever. Granted, some people take the smart route and they're just like, hey, I'll meet you here, so you won't know where I live, which is very smart. And that's what you should do as a female, especially, once again, in today's time. You should definitely meet the person there if you don't know them. If you've only met them for the first time, meet them out to places. Don't let them come pick you up from your home. But even still with that, meet them with good intentions. If you're really feeling this person, if you're attracted to this person, meet them for that, to get to know them and to actually, you know, sit down, have a grown woman, a grown man talk with one another about life, about goals, about this, not just to get a free meal, not just to use them and manipulate them for money to pay your car bill or whatever, or finance your trip. You know, you don't do that. I feel like sometimes we put ourselves in harm's way, seriously, when it can all be avoided. And that's not okay. That's not okay, because we know better and we know exactly what we're doing. So it's just, it's sad and unfortunate that people do that. Women do that. And you have some men out there that do it too, and it's not okay. You know, like I say, this thing is a two-way street. Women get taken out for the same reason, and men get taken out for the same reason as well. Negligence, being irresponsible, doing things with ill intent, you know, and you know, you have innocent people, the man or the woman that you're dating or interacting with, who are truly innocent. Meanwhile, you know that you're plotting and being manipulative and being strategic in your wrongdoing as to why you're really talking and messing with this person. I'm glad it's keeping me safe, y'all, but I'm getting really irritated. But anyway, so yeah, it's just we got to do better. We got to do better. If you know you've dealt with somebody in the past that doesn't necessarily have it all, have a little bit of loose screws up there, do not move on with somebody else knowing that you're possibly putting them in harm's way. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself, and don't do that to that innocent person. That's not okay either. That's not cool. That's not what's up. That's not popular. That's not the thing to do. It's just not. Capital N-O-T exclamation mark. Don't do that. Because this is real. We are living in real times. In case nobody has noticed, we are living in real times. If y'all watch the news, if y'all have an iPhone and y'all have the news feed that come through your phone on a daily basis, you gotta know. You gotta know. You gotta know that this is real. That stuff that's happening all around us every day is real and not to be played with. Cannot play with people's lives. That's sad. It's so senseless. It's so sad, and it's something that I truly feel can be avoided. Why are you messing with somebody else knowing that you haven't ended this relationship? Why are you messing with somebody else knowing that you're still like under the possession of another man? Why are you messing with someone else that when you know that this other person has not yet let you go for real, and that they really have a mental issue as far as being possessive? That's not okay. I have sat down literally with so many people. I guess it's just my spirit that has drawn them to me, but I have literally met a person within 5 minutes. They have told me their whole life story. Not a person, people. And I remember one of the girls who I was speaking with, she was of a Spanish culture, and she was like, girl, she was in a toxic relationship. She was getting abused really bad, and the guy she was with was threatening to take out her whole family, you know, if she left, and she feared for that, so she stayed and kept getting abused because of fear of that. You know, we've seen it with one of the celebrities, her family. You know, the man went out there and took her whole family. Her nephew took out her whole family. Her nephew, her mom, her brother, all of them were killed because he was just possessive, and he kept telling her sister, this is a celebrity, this is real life, y'all may know who it is. If you don't, you can probably Google it just based on what I'm saying, and it'll probably pop right on up which celebrity family was slain. And that is so y'all, this is so sad. I can't even think of any other word except for horrific and tragic and sad and just disgraceful. But these are people that are out here. They exist. They're in this world. They're in this world for real. And it's just, it sucks. It really sucks. Because so many lives have been taken. And going back to the Spanish girl, she was saying that one day it just clicked to her. She just packed her stuff up and ran until she couldn't run anymore. And she found, like, her and her family ended up moving to a whole nother state. And I'm telling you, and by the grace of God, the guy who she was running from, who she'd been in the abusive and toxic relationship with, right after she ran, it's like God shut the door. It was like he protected her. He was like, it was him directing her to run and directing her family to run and to get out in the nick of time before it got worse. And as soon as they made it to the other state, the boy got locked up. It had nothing to do with physical abuse or anything like that. He had like warrants or something, a warrant out for his arrest or whatever, and they end up picking him up and locking him up. That's what I'm saying. Like, when you move, God will move with you. Like, don't be afraid. Don't let threats and idle threats, you know, fear, like, get you to that point. And it's hard to say that because you don't want to take that lightly. You don't. But that's why you hear me say her and her family, her baby sister and her mom, they left together. because they didn't take it kindly. They didn't take kindly to those threats, whether they were idle or not. They would never know because they got out of that situation. They moved when God told them to move. So, just be careful of the person that you're dating. All of this, oh, he gets mad. That's cute. He gets jealous. That is not cute. That is a sign, sis. And bro, those are red flags. To the third degree, red flags. That's not cute. And they start controlling what you wear, how you wear your hair, if you wear makeup, if you don't, who you can hang out with, when you can hang out with them, when you need to be back home. That is not cute. Stop thinking that that is cute. It's not cute. I promise y'all, those are flags, red flags, not green flags, red flags. Which means y'all went to kindergarten. The green card means you did good for the day. The red card means you did bad, and your mommy needs to spank you or do whatever she needs to do to you to discipline you so you can act accordingly when you get back to school the next day. Red flags, not green. Please, stop playing with y'all's lives. Stop putting y'all's lives in harm's way and in jeopardy along with whoever else it is that you're now dating. Don't do it until you know the coast is clear, until you feel like you've done all you can to get out of that relationship, and the person, if he still won't let you go, then it's time you got to bounce. And you need to find a significant other elsewhere, in, like I said, another state or something like that, because that's not okay. That means that it's going to be never ending. And whoever you're with in that same state, you're going to put them in harm's way. And it's going to be unfortunate, but you will put them in jeopardy. I don't know. You just have to be careful. And then setting men up and setting women up, this is not okay. That's just common sense. That is not okay. I know they say common sense ain't so common, and obviously it's not. Obviously it's not. Which is sad in itself. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It's just, this stuff is real. The streets are real. Mental illness is real. Possessiveness and controllers, they are real. Possessive men and women, possessive, controlling men and women, they are real. They out here. And y'all have to be very careful. We all have to be very careful of who we let in our space, who we let around us. Even in friendship, because you just don't know. You have people that are envious. You don't even know that they're envying you because you're feeling like, why should you be envied? You're human just like them. You're struggling just like them. You're whatever just like them, but yet they envy you because of the fact that you have one up on them. You have a 2-parent household. Regardless if they know if it was toxic or whatever growing up, they just feel the fact that you have something that they didn't have. They only have a mom or they only have a dad. You have a mom and a dad. You have people who are envious of that. You have people who are envious of the fact that you're attractive. Plain and simple. You have people who are envious based on the most simple things that you wouldn't even think would be a problem or would be like attention drawing or whatever the case may be. But you will be surprised. You will be surprised how quickly people will envy you for the smallest things. And you wouldn't even know it because your soul and your heart and your spirit is genuine. So you don't pay attention to stuff like that. Or if you do, you try to brush it off because in your mind, you're like, I'm humble, I'm this or whatever. But people are just people. You don't know who can take you out from one day to the next. You have to be cautious in friendships and relationships, whatever the case may be. Please, please, please be mindful, be attentive. Don't be desperate or thirsty to the fact that you're ignoring the red flags when they are blatantly right there in your face. They're not sugar-coated. They're right there, but you choose to ignore them. Don't do that. Please, y'all, please pay attention. Please pay attention. We have to. We have to. We have to. If we haven't before, now is the time. We have to, y'all. We have to. It's imperative. I don't know. I don't even know what else to say because if y'all can't understand that and get that from this message, then I don't know if y'all are just meant to get it. This stuff is serious. But yeah, if y'all get a chance, go ahead and watch Plug Love so y'all can see more of what I'm talking about. It's messed up. It's messed up, but it's real life. Like I said, that just happened to the rapper Trouble. Just happened to him. What month are we in? July. I think at the beginning of June or towards the middle or end of May. No, it was in June. It was in June. It was in June. It was in June. Last month. Senseless murder at the woman's house. I don't know if it was a setup. I don't know. Allegedly, you know, he was at her house. I'm assuming an altercation broke out between him and her ex. Not sure if the ex was there prior to him coming or if he came post arrival of the rapper. But either way it goes, his life was taken by that man. This is just, it's too much. It's too much. We're already losing enough people as it is, enough, too many black people as it is. So if we can prevent foolishness from happening, please do it. If we can prevent placing ourselves in harm's way or other people that's around us, whether it's our friends or whatever, placing them in harm's way just because they're simply in our company and we're dealing with someone that's ignorant and childish and foolish and not all the way there, like, be cautious. Because it's not always you that gets hurt. It could be the bystander. And it's just unfortunate. It's happened plenty of times. I know someone personally. When I was younger, I was in middle school. And one of my oldest brother, one of his female best friends, Kanisha, rest in peace, Kanisha. We love you, mama. Beautiful soul, beautiful spirit, smart as all outdoors. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful girl. She was out on a date with her boyfriend. Pulled up to the club to speak to her friends. Was not even at the club the whole night. Literally went out to dinner with her boyfriend. Her and her boyfriend stopped at the club to speak to her friends. She got out the car. She was shot. Ignorance. People that are ignorant doing drive-bys. Because they looking, I don't know if they were trying to get initiated in, you know, initiations that this, that, and the other, whatever the case may be, but she was hit, and that was that. Stuff is real, man. Stuff real out here. It's been real, but now it's more real than ever, and we have to be aware of that. We can't play with it. Can't play with it. But all right, that's all I wanted to come on here to talk about. Like I said before, don't judge me based on me watching that movie. It came out in 2017. I probably just saw it like a year ago. We're in 2022. I probably saw it like like last year, 2021. And I wasn't aware of some of the scenes in there, y'all. I wasn't aware that it was gonna go like that now. But so I did watch it again, but I fast forwarded those parts because I was familiar that they were coming up. So at that point, so I was like, oh no, I can't participate in this. So I fast forwarded those parts. You can watch it if you want to. I'm letting you know that there are intimate parts in there that if you're trying to be on the right path with Christ, you may want to go skip by. But it's just so that you all can understand the moral of the story and understand the point and the purpose of this video, that I want you to kind of watch it. Because it is messed up, but it's, again, and I keep repeating myself or being repetitive or whatever the case may be, because it's so true. It's happening now, and it's so serious. It's so serious. I mean, I've done been to the funerals. Me and my mom went to the funeral with my brother, and when I say that house was packed, that boy was loved, but he was stripped away from all of that love because of an ignorant fool, want to be possessive, want to be egotistical. That's really what it was about, ego, and feeling like he was embarrassed because the baby was not his. Like, come on, y'all. Women, come on, because he shouldn't even been put in that freaking situation, bro. He shouldn't even been put in that situation. My Lord. But all right, I love y'all much. Just want to hop on here and talk about that really quickly. Love y'all. Love y'all, love y'all, love y'all to the depths of my heart. Yeah, let's be cautious. Let's think, and let's do better. We can do better. I know we can. So let's put our foots forward. All right. Till next time. Bye.